Hi everybody and welcome to Grumpy Old Men. You're not seeing double. This is Steve Ross, everybody.
And this is Tim Newton, everybody.
And we are currently flogging shirts for Banyan Tide.
Buy a shirt.
And we got 5 different shirts from Banyan Tide to wear, and there was a 1 in 5 chance that we'd wear the same shirt. So Steve walks out of the door and I went, 1 in 5.
Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Exactly. So
It's a
this
nice
is
shirt.
just one of 5 different shirts. So we'll show you some of the other shirts, and we'll talk about Banyan Tide a little bit later. But thank you to CK and Banyan Tide.
Thank you.
They've sold 17 million shirts in the first week.
That's all due to this promotion right here.
Yes.
Yeah, code Tim Newton, all caps, one word. Tim
So
Newton
I've got
your-
50,000 subscribers, but we've sold 17 million shirts.
Yeah.
It's a mathematical miracle.
I don't think YouTube actually records all of our subscribers. I think we have 17 million subscribers. Yeah.
Oh, YouTube's made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's strong coffee.
It is today. It's very strong today.
Bang.
Yeah.
So,
And you spilled all your milk.
we were next door neighbours last night
Yes.
because my little dog Daisy, it's been a year since she had a big fright from some fireworks because we're getting close to the vegetarian festival.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, to celebrate vegetarianism, you must explode gunpowder.
Yes. Makes perfect sense. Well, you're driving away the bad spirits. Whatever the holiday, you make a big noise to chase away the bad spirits.
And it seems to
And
work.
dogs, and soy dogs,
And soy
apparently.
dogs.
Yeah.
So Daisy, and so last year she ran out the door, everybody knows the story, and she dislocated her hip, and she had to have part of her hip removed. And oh my God, it was a horrendous operation.
It was.
But when she hears a loud noise, she just freaks out, and she shakes, and she's panting. I mean, just
How was that? Do that again. How was that? Yeah, that's great. That's the thumbnail right there.
full stress.
Yeah.
So we had to, at about 9 o'clock, pick Daisy up, and we went and stayed in Boho, which is away from where they like to let off the fireworks. I don't know what we're going to do long term because...
Yeah, there's a lot of fireworks let off year round on this beach.
yeah, and of course it's random. They don't sort of say, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be letting off fireworks. 5, 4, 3. There's nothing like that.
No.
So...
And they sell them in boxes of 10,000, 20,000, I think, the big long strings. And you can get, 10,000, 20,000 explosions. It'll go on for 5 solid minutes.
I don't mind kids, I think it's very dangerous, kids playing with fireworks. We had them banned in Australia when I was very, very young, so we just didn't have fireworks. We don't have guns, we don't have fireworks. There's nothing to kill us. It's
Nothing to kill you. Everything that
No.
lives wants to kill you in Australia.
Yes,
Everything. Everything has fangs and poison and stingers.
really...
What a country. What a
Yeah.
country.
How many deaths from shark attack each year?
Oh, I'm sure hundreds, thousands.
About 1 a year on average.
Yeah. But it happens on the streets of Melbourne. So,
Yes.
you
Is wandering down Collins
Right.
Street,
Ba-dum,
shopping,
ba-dum, ba-dum.
and then a shark just comes out and grabs you.
Land shark.
So, poor old Daisy. I don't know. Does anybody have a remedy for
There you
dogs
go.
that get completely stressed?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about, what was that? She just body changes, the hairs come up, she's just shaking, visibly shaking, just on a pop. I had another dog, Molly, and she loved fireworks. We used to go and watch the Australia Day fireworks up in Melbourne, and she'd sit there and she'd be baying in joy. Oh, as the fireworks go up, she loved it. But Daisy, she's just, her DNA's wired differently.
One dog's meat is another dog's poison.
So how's your turtle building activities gone during the week?
Oh, very well. Thank you for asking. I've installed 3. 2 were repairs. I'm learning here at the end of the monsoon what the monsoon will do to a turtle that's left out in the rain and the sun, and learning what materials are resistant to that and what are not. So I repaired 2 turtles and then installed 1 completely brand new turtle at the veterinarian's office. and they were very pleased to get it. I was pleased to see their pleasure in receiving a turtle.
It's my vet too.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 in town. I think there's
Two in town over the
2
other,
vets.
and they hate each other.
And they're across the street from
They're
each other.
across each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they always ask me, "Did you go to the other vet first?" So, no, I didn't. So there's some sort of
Live in a
between-
little town. Everybody is up in everybody else's business. Everybody's talking about everybody. Everybody's related to everybody somehow, and it's all very, 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 very busy in a very small space.
So
I love it.
The
I
two
love it.
vets in town, they sort of do just basic inoculations and just sort of saying nice things to your pet or whatever. But if you need anything done, like you need your pet spayed, you got to take them down to Cochloy. Or if you need a total hip operation, then you've got to go over to PHANG.
Did I hear, in an unrelated matter, you said you have to go to Cochloy? Chamnan told me this week that the Bangkok Bank branch in Thai Muang is closing. And we will have to go to Cochloy, which is 15 minutes down the road. We'll have to go do our banking, if you bank at Bangkok Bank, as I do, that they're closing their Thai Muang branch. You haven't heard, obviously. You
No.
haven't heard this. Huh.
I mean, I don't go in. I only go in there. Usually, I only go in there when guests come and say, "Can we exchange some money?" I'll say, "Well, the best place to do it is Bangkok Bank in town," and they do it very well.
Do they?
Yeah, they're very good.
I thought we had to go all the way to Cochloy for an exchange.
No,
But the bank will do it over the counter. They'll
You take your passport in. I mean, it takes half an hour because they've got to generate 17 warehouses of A4 paper, but they do
I'll be damned.
perfectly competitive exchange rates.
I'll be damned. Well,
Well,
at
okay,
any
you will
rate,
be.
yeah. He told me this on Saturday, so I haven't been able to check. But apparently, yeah, they're not doing enough business. That's a big, beautiful building downtown. I don't know what could move into that. It's probably got a giant iron safe, wouldn't it? Wouldn't a bank branch have some kind of safe for the Joker to break into?
Maybe you might have seen too many movies, but I'm not
Maybe,
sure if
yeah.
sort of banks are like that these days. It's digital transfer of money from. I don't know if they actually sort of they must keep notes and things somewhere, but I don't think it's a huge, big sort of cement and steel vault.
I know our local Bangkok Bank, I said this last week, they have a plastic jar, like a plastic mason jar full of salon, the quarter baht, the little brass coin that's a quarter baht, because they don't trade in it. And people just drop them off with the bank, just leave them at the bank, and they'll like go buy snacks or something. Only the 7-Eleven and the Lotus will deal in that particular coin. The banks won't touch it.
When I go to 7-Eleven to buy usually just milk or whatever it is, all those great chocolate puddings, they are just magnificent. When they ring it up, it might come to 148 baht and 25 satang. And they usually just waive the satang. They say just 148 baht. They don't they round it up or round it down. Well, that's what they've been doing for me. Maybe they just can't wait to get me out of the shop.
That's it. Yeah,
That
I
might be
vote
more
for
accurate.
that, yes.
Now, what do I have to discuss? Oh, by the way, Steve has penned, he says he did. I think AI probably wrote them, but he says that he wrote 5 books.
Oh, long before there was such thing as AI. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, they're available on Amazon, 4 for Kindle, 1 on paper. And thank you very much. I'm also reading them on my channel. I have not read one in a few days because my computer broke. I came out in the morning and went to turn on the computer, and I just stood there looking at a black screen for about 5 minutes with my first cup of coffee, because that's where I'm at in the morning when I wake up. I don't know how to deal with something unexpected. So I just stood in front of a black screen for like 5 minutes, not knowing what to do. What do I do in the morning if the computer doesn't work? So I've been without my computer, I think, since Thursday. So I have not seen any comments here since Thursday, and not responded, obviously, to anything, not checked my email, not checked anything. And it's weird. It's really weird to live in an undigitized world. And I don't use it that much.
You did
but
it for
I
about
miss
60
it.
years.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I wrote those books, there was no the earliest story in those books were typed on an old Korean portable typewriter, clack, 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 clack. But yeah, even the Luddite, robbed of my social media, I really felt it, and I'm very much looking forward to. Supposed to get my computer back tomorrow.
What have you done to it this time? What
Well, I think
brew
there was
did you pour
no. I
down
think
the-
there was a power surge during the night. It was a thundery night, and I don't
It
have
was a dark and stormy night.
It was. Edward Bulwer Lytton wrote that. I have, what do they call it? It's like a surge protector,
Yeah.
but it's a big, like this big. And I bought it when I bought the computer because everybody said you have to have one. And I plugged it in, and the thing wouldn't shut up. It was constantly going bzz, beep, 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 buzz, beep, beep, beep. It was constantly making noise. So I unplugged it and put it in the closet, and now I'm paying the price for that. Yeah, I don't know if it fried the motherboard and I have to buy a new computer, and
I
I've
think most
lost all that
computers,
data.
they sort of, I think they sort of have inbuilt some sort of protection. So if there's
I hope so.
They'll cut off or turn
Hope
off
so.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to have to buy a new computer. I don't want to lose everything that's on the old
Is it a
computer.
laptop or is it a desktop?
No, it's a desktop.
Right.
And it has all of my, I haven't entered a password to get into anything.
Oh.
Facebook, Gmail, and YouTube. I have no idea what my passwords are for these accounts. So I have a tablet and I have a phone, but I can't look at anything because I don't know how to get into it. I don't know what the passwords are to get into
I'll
it.
show you on your tablet where it automatically
thank you.
records your passwords.
Thank you. And if my computer is fried, if it turns out it is fried, I suppose I will have to, I don't know, click forgot password or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, it'll be an adventure.
Speaking of computers and digital stuff, I watched a video during the week.
These shirts are really growing on me. I like them.
Well,
We should wear the same shirt every week.
They're wrinkle-free and they're iron-free, which is just as well because I don't have an iron. Everything I've owned is polyester cotton for the past 20 years.
Me too.
And they're made in Thailand.
Yep.
But we'll talk about them after this because I thought I'd bring a bit of a thought experiment to the program. Something a bit cerebral. As I talk to the man who can't figure out how to turn his computer on.
Yeah, right. Allow me to stroke my beard.
So you were of the age where we could watch the original series
Sure.
of Star Trek.
Sure, yes.
Um,
I did, yes, as a very young child.
Did you watch it in black and white or colour? We didn't have colour TV in those days.
Wasn't the
It was-
first half a season in black and white or something? I seem to remember some black and white episodes. I think we had a color TV at that time. My memory is very spotty, but I think we had a color TV. Yeah.
So, and it's a very interesting story. I mean, we're not going to talk about Star Trek specifically,
Aw.
so don't worry. But that series, which wasn't particularly popular at
No,
the time,
not at all.
but it sort of eventually got its own little cult audience. But who was the brain? Not so much the brains, but who was the person that said, "Yeah, we'll throw some money at that"?
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
Yeah. Desilu Productions, her
Yeah.
new production company. Yeah.
I think by that time she'd sort of got rid of the Cuban guy, and she was
Wasn't she a devout Catholic? I don't think he certainly would have been, being from Cuba. I don't think he ever-
Catholic, but not necessarily very devout.
Yeah, perhaps not.
Allegedly.
I don't remember hearing about a divorce. They had two very young children together, and of course she left his name on the production company, Desilu. They also did Andy of Mayberry. They did that show, Desilu Productions.
I think they remained reasonably good friends
I think
throughout
so
their
too.
life.
Yeah, I think so. One of those few Hollywood couples that actually had affection for each other, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, Star Trek.
Star Trek. So I saw a video during the week. The video was like mind-bending in its detail. and sort of gets into quantum physics and all sorts of things that is probably beyond our conversation.
Undoubtedly, yes.
Because neither of us are nuclear physicists.
Nope.
And I never wanted to be.
Nope. Never took a science class, never took a math class. I went the arts all the way through, from kindergarten to college.
What did I study in? I was studying politics, American history.
Yacht
What
building.
No, they didn't have that as a course.
American history?
American history
in
was
Australian
was
schools.
Sure, it was a topic.
Huh.
And I did about 2 or 3 years of American history.
I'll be damned.
I know as much about American history as I do Australian history. And probably more about American history than most Americans, I'm afraid
Yeah,
to say.
probably. Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
So there was when they wrote the series, of course, it's about this big starship Enterprise, and it travels around the universe and visits various planets, and there's goblins and all sorts of strange things. But there was a problem because they only had 45 minutes, which with ads would become an hour program, to sort of run the plot out. And they used to visit a lot of planets. But to get into the shuttle and then start the shuttle, anybody got the keys? And then you're flying down to the planet, then you enter the atmosphere. They thought, oh God, it's going to take half an hour of each program.
Yeah.
So what did they come up with?
The transporter.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's,
Beam me up, Scotty.
which was never said in
I think you're right. Yeah.
was actually never said. It's a bit like Play It Again, Sam.
Say it again, Sam.
Was
Sure.
never actually said. But the beam me up. So they had this thing that would and disassemble the person, magically transport
Right.
whatever they transport, and then it would be reassembled at the other end.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me think, why did they even bother with a spaceship? Because they could have transported from Earth to any planet they wanted.
Sure, they could have.
If the technology...
saved a lot of time and money.
Sure,
Yeah.
Sure. So I'm not sure...
You're thinking too much about it. You're just supposed to enjoy the show.
Well, these YouTube these YouTubers, they completely dissected the
Yes.
whole idea. How would a transporter actually work?
Mm-hmm.
And then, the idea is it's got to pull the body apart by every single atom. Mm-hmm. So it's got to completely, I don't know how they do it. They go zap, and you've got to somehow dissect the body into individual atoms and then have some sort of list.
Yeah.
So at the other end, they know how to put all those atoms back together again.
Right. And there's no receiver at the other end. That's the interesting thing about the transporter.
Yes.
It's not like you remember Stargate.
Are you
the
still
TV
with us?
show? Yeah, you still with us? Stargate, the TV show,
Oh, yes.
posited that there are a couple dozen of these gates all over the galaxy, and you can go from gate to gate to gate. But the transporter, no, it'll just pick a spot in space and transport you there and reassemble you there without some kind of unit doing the reassemblage.
Or
So-
to get back, they don't have a unit.
Yeah, right.
They just disassemble you remotely.
They lock on to you.
They lock on.
Yeah, they lock on.
Hang on, Captain, I got to lock on.
Yeah. Right as Captain Kirk is falling toward the surface of the planet, and they grab him just before he hits the surface of the planet, and then he falls, boom, in the transporter bay. As if he is still moving as fast and in the direction that he was when they grabbed him. Yeah, a lot of logical inconsistencies with the transporter.
But we loved it anyway.
We sure did, and it saved a lot of time and trouble. And that sound that they play when they do it, that's been used in South Park and Big Bang Theory and all kinds of other shows as a callback, because everybody in America, at least, recognizes that sound and the sound of the doors opening and closing on the Starship Enterprise.
Which was a person on either side going...
Yeah, prop guys.
Pulling the...
Prop guys. Yeah, damn straight.
Transporter. So see if this... Oh, no.
Open Channel D.
Here we go.
All of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is available on YouTube.
No, they're talking
Every
about...
episode.
Shh, stop.
Every episode. But Green Hornet, too, the American TV show with Bruce Lee, Green Hornet, every episode, really good quality, sound quality and image quality, every episode available on YouTube.
Great.
Sorry, go on.
But the thought experiment is
Yes.
that you are disassembled at one end,
Right.
and you're transported to Tai Muang, a Quella golf course, on the 5th green. Is that person that is reassembled, is that you, or is it somebody else?
Is it anybody indeed? Is it somebody who just blinked into being just now? Somebody who never existed before? Because your point is, assuming you can break down solid matter molecule by molecule or atom by atom, how do you break down thought? How do you break down memory?
Consciousness.
Consciousness. It's not made of matter. It's electricity. We take a stab at it and say, yes, thought is made of electricity. Thought is made of language. But at any rate, how does the machine reassemble all of that so that you're in mid-sentence, which they have done a lot, where people are in mid-sentence, they get beamed and they finish that sentence when they land at the destination. How is that thought being disassembled and reassembled?
So, and when you are reassembled at the other end, you wouldn't know, because if you'd lost some memories on the way,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know what those memories
No
are
idea.
that you've lost.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
there you are.
do you have any memory of the transition? Because time does lapse in the TV show. They say, okay, energize, whoop, and then the person goes, so that's about a second right there, the process. And then at the destination, another second of reassembly. What is the experience of travel for those 2 seconds? Do you have a memory of that? Do you have a memory? Do you feel being disassembled and reassembled? Or is simply 2 seconds gone out of your life and you will live now 2 seconds longer than you would have otherwise?
Well, you are taking it to the... Yes.
Mind blow!
So you've had surgery, so you've had a general anaesthetic before.
Yes, yes.
So that experience is quite odd. If you've had, I'm sure anybody by the time you get to this age, you've probably had at least one operation. But you sort of count back from 10, and you sort of, you just don't remember anything after that. And then you do, obviously, hopefully, wake up at the other end. And there's a nurse going, there, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you're going, oh my God, what's going on? Actually, all the times I've had it, I've sort of gone to sleep and I've woken up. Just, I haven't been groggy. I just wake up and go, oh, what's going on? So the drugs work well on me.
Yeah, they do.
They don't seem to have any lingering effect. But I am aware that time has passed. I'm aware that time has passed, but I'm not aware of anything whilst it was just black.
Yeah. Well, we hope that is. You don't want to remember the guy sticking his fingers in your abdomen and shuffling your organs around. You don't want to remember that.
No, but there's zero recollection, but it is just black. Your consciousness is turned off. Mm-hmm. That thing
God willing, yes.
that makes us
who we are.
human. So there you go. What do you think?
That thing the Buddha denies.
Or do you care?
Transporters are all the rage.
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much.
Bum, 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 bum. Beyond the stars. How's
So
it go?
I got an interesting message, email this morning. May I read it to you? And
sure.
it was
Can
from
I stop you?
a gentleman called Claude Balls.
Wah, wah.
And I'm not sure if that's his real name or not. Maybe he's from France. Claude.
Perhaps Cloud.
Claude Balls. I'm sending you 3 photos that don't do justice to 4 loud and frightening explosions along the main road in Patong yesterday. This is in Phuket, around 5 p.m. So, it's self-explanatory. Clouds of smoke from the wires with flashes and loud bangs at about 30-second intervals, which saw pedestrians running for safety in a group narrowly being missed by one major cable that fell on the ground, arcing. I had that in my front yard.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't live there. Yeah.
I sent you the video.
Yes, I remember.
But your
Yes.
computer wasn't
and
working.
About a year ago, a Burmese guy leaned up against a power pole on Patong Beach on Soi Bang La. Just leaned up against. He was on a first date with a Burmese gal, and he just casually leaned on the pole. Zap! Killed him instantly. Yeah, there is among the many things that are quirky about this nation. They have a very casual, laissez-faire attitude toward power lines.
Yeah, quirky.
Yeah, the power pole over my house is at about a 45-degree angle. It's leaning over my house, ready to come down.
People come from all around the country to take photos in front of it.
Yes.
And they go out the front and they're like this on the camera, and it looks like they're holding up the pole.
Yeah, the leaning power pole of Steve's house. It's famous. They used to sell postcards, not anymore.
But back to Claude, or Cloud.
Right.
For about 15 minutes, both cars and pedestrians banked up as understandably nobody wanted to pass by the area for fear of more cables falling. But the reasons I'm telling you this, thank you for getting around to that, is that it's a serious issue for the safety of locals and tourists alike, and I'm told happens every few months. If the fallen cable had connected with blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Claude, for sending that.
Yeah.
And he sent me photos, which, as he said, did not help the situation at all. I had a cable arcing land in my front yard, which I posted on my Facebook page. Nobody looked, nobody cared. The other thing is that those transformers explode. They go kaboom.
Yeah.
And they make a really, really loud noise. And sometimes they explode into fire. Sometimes just a squirrel getting in there.
Or a snake, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see a lot of power poles have these sort of inverted baskets on them to try to keep snakes from going up and,
and
getting
squirrels
on the
too.
poles. Yeah, I don't know how effective
cats.
they are, but I know things die up there. And I agree with Claude Balls that, yes, it is a serious safety issue. One of many safety issues that perhaps does not get the attention that it would in other countries that take regulations more seriously. But as we have said many times, one of the reasons we live here is because everybody's cash and nobody's stressed out and nobody's in a hurry and nobody's anxious. There are no liability lawyers. There's nobody going to sue you if your business or your home presents a danger to the public. So it's a give and take. You can live someplace where you're safer from exploding transformers, but everybody watching this, I think, has chosen not to live there. We've chosen to live here. So,
There's yesterday there was an electricity truck with the cherry picker, and about 7 staff all sort of loaded into this thing, and they were going around doing something, some sort of checks or updates or upgrades, and they were just out near my place. And I said, "Hey, while you're here, there's these 2 wires dangling down." I figure they were sort of communications cabling; they weren't electric wires, but they were from the wires all the way down and touching the ground. I said, "Would you be able to remove them or cut them off?" So they just drove past and went click. I thought, wouldn't you have sort of gone back and traced where that wire went and see what it was connected to? No, they just came past and went pook.
Yeah.
Gone.
See, again,
It's
pretty
fixed.
cash. We're pretty cash. And I think most of those, the first tier of wires is fiber optic communications, and I think most of it is unused now because most people don't have a landline telephone. Most people are on their cell phone. So I think most of those are defunct. So they were probably safe. It's not electricity. It's not their company. It's not their job. But they did you a favor. They cut it for you. But yeah, cash.
Let's talk about our shirts from Banyan Tide.
Well, I make everything look good. That's just, it's my gift. But yeah, they're nice shirts.
They're called signature shirts for whatever reason. They're made in Thailand, and there's 5 different looks. Here they are. And you don't have to iron them. It says wrinkle-free. You've got to love that.
So far, yes.
And also, they're selling in Canada, Australia, and the US on Amazon. And the promo code is just Tim Newton, just all one word in caps, for a 10% off your purchase. And they've also got shorts and things, so log on. There's a link in the description.
Matching shorts, which we are not wearing.
No, they're not matching shorts. They're shorts that
Oh,
that sort of
compliment.
there's the
Okay.
word. That does not go with that, by the way. Just saying.
What brought this on?
But
All
look
of
at
a
this.
sudden, you're throwing rocks at me.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the matching.
Okay, yeah, complimenting.
Complimenting.
not
sort,
matching.
sure.
Jeez, that came out of nowhere.
Tartan.
Steve, you look like shit today.
Tartan doesn't... Anyway.
Plaid.
Plaid. There you go. What else have I got?
I haven't a clue.
What we might sort of just zone in on your Steve got it wrong list,
Okay.
which isn't always Steve got it wrong.
No, it isn't.
It's sometimes Steve got it really wrong.
Yeah.
We should also mention that there's
Sometimes Tim got it wrong.
very, very, very rarely.
Yeah.
There's a big typhoon, and it's just about to make landfall in the next 24 hours in Hainan Island in China, and it will then make way through the South China Sea to the north coast of Vietnam. I don't know if it's going to bring a lot of rain to us, but probably northern Thailand will have some rain over the next 4 or 5 days. So just a bit of a warning to keep an eye on your weather if you're up in the north or northeast of Thailand. We have a lot of viewers in northeastern Thailand. Isan.
Well, they've got time on their hands. There's
Sure,
not much to do up there. If you're up in Chiang Mai, I hope you didn't put away the sandbags already. You're going to need them at least once more.
But we are sort of coming out of the back end of the wet season for most of Thailand, but we're sort of entering into it if you are in Samui, because they have a different weather patterns over there. All right, what do you got? You got a book?
This is our book from last week.
I was going to say,
I wanted
I
to-
remember saying
Yes.
that.
Mike Baird's cartoons. Mike is a cartoonist for the Padia Mail. This book was published in 2013. I imagine that it's probably, 8 or 9 years of his cartoons. What I wanted to point out, I hadn't read the book last week when we introduced them to you, but every single cartoon, virtually every single cartoon is about bar girls and old Farang men. And I bring it up because we talked last week about these fake documentaries, The Good Woman of Bangkok and what was it, The Dark Side of Thailand.
Fake documentaries there.
Yes, they're fake. If you're screwing the subject of your documentary, it's not a documentary. There is some level of objectivity required in documentary filmmaking. Ken Burns didn't screw any of the Civil War soldiers in his documentary about the Civil War.
Not that we know of.
There has to be distance. There has to be objectivity. And you can't be pimping an agenda. You can't come at it the dark side.
Well, you
And so-
can. I mean, you
All right, beside the point. I withdraw the word. We looked at these documentaries, all right, that show the dark side of Thailand, and every time one of these comes out, people get up in arms. You're damaging the family-friendly reputation of Thailand. These cartoons have been in the major metropolitan English language daily in Pattaya for 20 years, every single week. All about bar girls and fun. So what reputation? What reputation's being damaged? What you have a go-kart track and a bungee jump and a museum. You think that makes you family? That makes your reputation family friendly? No, you've got a reputation. You got to deal with it. I got a reputation. I deal with that every day. So that's just my comment on my. I'm not throwing a rock at Mike. I'm not throwing a rock at the Pattaya Mail. I'm not throwing a rock at any of the white guys sitting right now with a working girl on their lap. I'm throwing a rock at the people who say, oh, this is damaging our family-friendly reputation, when such a reputation does not exist.
And there's videos that come out every single day on
Yes.
YouTube which show the alleged dark side.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
And they don't even think about going, oh, that's not representing Pattaya.
No.
professionally.
Yeah, that doesn't...
We'll have to show our outrage by typing something in the comment section.
Right. Used to be a guy, Thailand Red. He's retired now, I think at risk of his life. And his whole shizzle used to be outing guys. He would surreptitiously, with a hidden camera, film customers, prostitutes, and their customers, and I mean zoom in on their faces. And his whole goal was to get these guys in trouble back home or get the women in trouble back up on the farm. And he got millions and millions of views, and I'm sure made lots and lots of money doing this.
And lots of enemies.
Lots of enemies. He had to hide. I mean, I don't know where he is now, what he's doing now. Probably just retired comfortably someplace that's not Thailand, because he was putting himself very much at risk doing that. But what a shitty thing to do. Yes. And again, his whole shizzle is based on the commercial sex industry, exploiting the commercial sex industry. So I think this preciousness about our family-friendly reputation is disingenuous.
The best way to combat any of those sort of videos is to make a video showing what you think the real side of Thailand is. That's the best way to combat those sort of videos.
And I think that the Tourism Authority of Thailand does a good job of that.
Yeah.
I think, Thailand does do a lot of, I make a joke about bungee jumps and go-kart tracks, but they do. There is a lot of family-friendly stuff here.
Family-friendly bungee jumping.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's certainly more family-friendly than Soy Bangla or Walking Street. But you're fighting 100 years of reputation, 100 years of much publicized commercial sex industry. And I think you can't do that like that and expect to change that kind of reputation.
The way that Thailand tends to try and fix it is just by denying it.
Yeah.
And, okay.
Yeah. All right.
We'll move on.
Enough said, to quote Mr. Bernard Drink. Enough said.
That's right. Talking about Pattaya, I got an email during the week. We got sponsors lining up, Steve.
Hot dog.
So, CK, you got competition. The email, and I've checked it, was from a clinic in Pattaya that does injections into men's penises.
Oh. For fun? Or just
No.
For a medical reason?
For some sort of medical reason. I don't know. I read very quickly through it and thought, okay, if they want me, and they're going to pay us to, not to get the treatment, but to do a story about it. Oh. And I thought, well, I mean, if we want to talk about men's health or men's sexual health, I'm quite happy to do an interview about that. But that specific procedure,
yeah.
I'm not sure what they're injecting.
I'm not
for
either.
what purpose?
I
didn't want to know.
Yeah, honest to God, if that's your shizzle, you go, dude. But I ain't. No, it was hard enough for me to go in for my prostate, just to get shaved down there for my prostate. Nah. Ooh, my teeth are going to be on edge all day. Shall we continue? Should we go on?
We shall.
You ready for a Steve and Tim got it wrong? We, for some reason, we came up with the lyric last week, a drink with jam and bread, and we thought that was Whenever I Feel Afraid, I Whistle a Happy Tune from The King and I. Several correspondents pointed out, no, it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, tea, a drink with jam and bread.
I didn't get that wrong. I just agreed with you. That was my mistake. Oh, yeah, that sounds good enough, Steve.
I'll own that. I'll own that.
Yeah.
But thank you to the Brain Trust who pointed that out.
So was Rogers and Hammerstein not... Oh, no, King and I was Rogers and Hammerstein too.
I said last week I recommended an interview that Paul Wallace had done with an old Thai woman in his neighborhood. And I said this thing is so raw and unedited that a dog takes a crap in frame. And Paul pointed out, no, the dog dribbles. He was cleaning up saliva. He was not cleaning up feces. So Steve got that wrong. Steve wasn't paying enough attention to this dog's bodily processes. And I still recommend the interview. I think this should be Paul's niche. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing in-depth interviews with old Thais.
In Thai.
In Thai. An old white guy speaking in Thai, putting them at their ease, no interpreter.
How many foreigners, I shouldn't use the word foreign, how many foreigners would be able to speak enough Thai to be able to watch that? And we're talking about
Oh, it's subtitled.
Oh, it's subtitled.
It's subtitled. Sure it is.
Thank you, Paul.
But if you are like me, always trying to learn to speak Thai, it's a great learning tool. To listen to him. To my ear, his Thai is Isan accented, but that may be just me trying to rationalize words I don't know. But his fluency enables him to put the interview subject very much at ease. This old woman is absolutely at ease talking about anything with this old Farang. And I think you can probably find, there was a guy, Mark Abbott, he used to do videos in Thai. He's the announcer, the Farang announcer, big, tall, redheaded guy at Lumpini Stadium. Every night he's announcing the fights in Thai and English at Lumpini Stadium. And he used to talk to Thais in Thai, but he's a much younger man and not, he doesn't put them at ease the way that Paul can. So I think this should be Paul Wallace's niche. His channel is called the Toothless Truth Teller. Toothless Truth Teller. A lot of T's. All right, we go on. Oh, somebody said, and I quote directly, the funniest thing I've heard in a long time is Steve describing himself as happy-go-lucky, carefree, and chill. Yeah, I'll own that. Yeah, I am tense, I am anxious, and yeah, I'm not carefree, happy-go-lucky. So yes.
Who said that you were?
Oh, I don't. Oh, I did. I described myself last week at some point.
Why wasn't I rolling around the floor in laughter?
I don't know. Yeah, because you don't listen to anything I say.
That's true. What did you say?
They do. I said that I am carefree, happy-go-lucky, and chill. And yes, apparently it is noticeable that I am none of those things. So thank you to that correspondent.
Speaking of which, you were trying to get carefree, chill, and relaxed yesterday, but didn't sort of go quite the way you thought.
Oh, God.
You went to go and have a massage at the new masseur in Thai Muang.
Yes. Well, this is what passes for an adventure in Thai Muang. So Chamnan said...
This is that Steve's Man Friday.
My hired man, he said, there's this woman from my town. He lives in Padang, about 15 minutes up the road. He said, there's a woman, she's just rented a shop house here on the beach, and she's opening up a massage store, and she wants a turtle. Well, that's great. I love to give turtles to people on the beach. I want to line them up. I want every store, every restaurant on the beach to have a turtle. So I said, great. So I went down there in the afternoon to take a look at the space and see how big a turtle they could use. And they have a lot of space. They could use a really big turtle. You asked.
Yes,
dude,
sure.
You asked.
Yes, I asked.
So I'm there and I'm pacing off this corner, and she says, hey, it's our first day. You want to be our first customer? I'll give you 50% off on a massage. I said, my feet always hurt. I could use, sure, give me an hour of foot massage. For her price is $300 about an hour, so $150.
You have to pay danger money to touch your feet?
Yes, yeah, nobody wants to do it. It's the fungus. So she washes my feet, and they've got like 5 women, and nothing in Thai Muang is happy ending. We don't have that kind of massage. No. We've got 4 or 5 massage joints. They're just Thai therapeutic massage. So there's 4 or 5 women there and one guy, one middle-aged guy carrying a doctor's bag, a leather doctor's bag. So she says, lay down on the table here, the achan, the professor, is going to do your massage. I said, okay, but lay down for a foot massage. I thought that was weird. But I laid down. And he comes and he starts feeling me up. And he says, wow, you're really tense. I said, no, I'm chill. I'm laid back. He said, no, you're really tense.
Isn't that the sort of the script of every masseur in the world? The first thing they go is, ooh, you're tense.
You're tense. You're going to need 2 hours.
Yeah.
I said, okay, fine. 2 hours of foot massage. Yeah,
so
I'll
you were
take that.
upsold.
I was upsold. That's fine. It's half price, right? So I'd get 2 hours of foot massage for 300 baht. I was okay with that. I was going to sleep through the whole thing. I always sleep when they give me a foot massage. Well, he takes out of that leather doctor's bag a big silver hammer and a big wooden dowel. And he starts smacking this thing on my body. Whack, 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 whack. You know how they do the Sakyant tattoos where they have the needle and they're whacking that needle? That's what he's doing.
Not happening.
Oh, God, it hurt. It hurt like hell. Oh, it was painful. But I thought, I'm their first customer. He's the Achan. I don't want to make him lose face by saying, no, I can't stand this. I don't like it.
So I would, after 5 seconds of this, I would have said, excuse me,
Yes.
please stop. This is unpleasant. It's
Yeah.
painful.
Well, I'm not
Can
a-
we go to the feet?
Yeah, I'm not assertive that way. I laid there and I took it for about, by my guess, about 90 minutes. And finally I said, no, I'm done. This hurts. I'm done. So I sit up and I put on my shoes and I go to leave and all the women are gone now. I don't know if they've gone to lunch or what. It's just me and this middle-aged guy. And he says 600 baht. 600 baht. It was supposed to be 300. He never went near my feet. He never touched my feet. And that's what I asked for.
Go and speak to Consumer Affairs.
No, but they ain't getting a fucking turtle. No, no turtle. No turtle for you. I'm the turtle Nazi. No turtle for you.
All
My
right.
God, 30 years studying this country, and
So-
I get taken like a newbie.
More importantly, how do you feel today?
Oh, it hurts. Everything
It still hurts.
I am bruised. I mean, he went inside my thigh, right up against my sack. I thought this guy, fully clothed, I did, not in a towel or anything, fully clothed, and he is pounding away this far from my scrotum. Whack, 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 whack. Like he's burnishing a brass urn or something. Oh my God, it was the worst. No, never again.
So you can either have the penile injection or you can have that.
Have a guy beat you with a stick.
Which one's
Welcome
better?
to Thailand. Oh, but we need to keep our family-friendly reputation.
Yes. So there you go. I'm not big on massage. I'm not really good on
Yeah.
people touching me.
Me neither.
Generally.
Yeah, no, only for sex. That's for sex. But the feet, okay, my feet always hurt constantly. And
But he
I
didn't even
do
get to
like
your
it.
feet.
No, he never went near my feet. He never went near my feet. So I don't know what was going on there. There was a miscommunication. There was a misunderstanding. But I was their first customer in their brand new shop, and I was not amused. I was not happy.
There's
All
a
right.
few different stores that open up from time to time, and within about 10 seconds, I can figure out whether they're going to last or not.
Well, it's hard. Small business is hard.
Sure.
And that's why,
Tell me about it.
big chains are taking over. You have the economy of scale on your side, and you can make a go of it. I think in the United States, half of all new restaurants close in the first year. I think that's the average in the United
I think
States.
it might be more than that.
Yeah, maybe more. All right, shall we go on?
We shall.
We talked about predictions last week, and oh my God, isn't TikTok having fun? I don't look at TikTok, but it bleeds over into YouTube. People are picking on the doomsayers who thought the rapture was coming. And let me I hadn't thought of this, but I would like to make a point. We do not attack anybody's religion on this show. If you have faith, I envy you. I would love to be able to say, I know why I'm here, I know what I'm supposed to do while I'm here, and I know where I'm going when I leave here. I cannot. If you have a faith that answers those questions for you, good on you. My son is devoutly religious. He's a Christian. I have nothing against your faith, whatever it is. I won't throw rocks at your faith. But
But you're not immune to having the odd comment or laugh made
Right.
in your direction. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're attacking
no.
your religion.
And if you say, God wants me to remove the zipper from my pants in preparation for the rapture, I'm going to laugh at you. I don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, Jew, or Christian or Buddhist. If you think God cares about the zipper in your pants and you're going to stand on the mountaintop holding your pants up with one hand, waiting for the mothership, I'm going to laugh at you because that is objectively funny.
Silly.
And yeah, and it has nothing to do with faith. It has nothing to do with religion. I admire people with faith. I envy people with faith. So please don't think that we are ever throwing shade at your religion in this show.
Do you think the production of Star Trek and the creation of the transporter gave these people who believe in the rapture the sort of the mental image of
What it would be like.
This is how it will happen.
Beam me up, Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Star Trek's got a lot to answer for.
Yeah. Maybe so. Maybe so. Other predictions. We had said, what are some other predictions that didn't pan out? Oh, and Y2K. When I say that was a big nothing burger, I'm not throwing rocks at coders. But at the same time, if you say, well, it was a big nothing burger because we fixed it. We techies fixed the problem. Well, you techies created the problem and you fixed it because that's your job. You want a medal for doing your job? No.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
Well, no, honest to God, well, they're harsh. You know, some guy, Steve, have you ever written a line of code?
Yeah,
no.
well,
have you ever stage managed a play? No. Different lives, doing different things,
if you want
different skills.
Want to know what the word harsh is, the definition is what about 50% of the people that write in the comment sections who are
harsh.
Anonymous. They're
Yeah.
cowards hiding behind some sort of an anonymous name.
Yeah, a coward with a keyboard.
Yeah.
Anyway, other predictions. The Beatles will reunite. I love that one. Yeah, that didn't pan out.
I
did
saw
it?
Paul McCartney is on tour at the moment.
Jesus, he's 138 years old.
Yeah, and look, they opened up the set with Help. And I was thinking,
Yeah, I need.
he needs some help.
Yeah.
He just.
Where's the microphone?
I love the fact that anybody wants to extend their professional life for as long as they can, as long as people want them to.
Yeah.
But Paul, time to hang up your guitar, mate.
I remember one of the most disappointing moments in my life. I was watching the Super Bowl.
One of the many.
One of the many, many disappointments in Steve's life. Watching the Super Bowl and this would have been back, I don't know, 2010 or something. And the Rolling Stones were the halftime show. And Jagger is out there strutting around and he's waving his arms in the air. And he's got this going on, right? Underneath, he's got the turkey wing going on. And I thought, oh, God, no. How old am I? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Here's another prediction that didn't come true. In 2008, when CERN turns on the Large Hadron Collider, it'll create a black hole that will eat the Earth. Well, we're still here, as far as we know.
Oh, yeah, as far as we know.
If we're not in the Matrix, then
We
we're
may
still
have
at
been
the Aquila.
transported at the
Yeah.
same time.
We're still at the Aquila. Mark Twain, and I went and looked it up. It's true. Mark Twain was born when Halley's Comet made an appearance, and he predicted that he would live to see the next appearance of Halley's Comet, and he lived just that long and died
76 years.
the second time it came around.
Wow.
So he predicted that. He predicted he would see it.
Did he see it or did he die at the same time?
Well, I think he died at the same time. That's an interesting question. I had not thought of that. Was he conscious enough at the end of his days to actually look in the sky and see? He certainly would not have been at his birth. He would not have seen it at his birth. So perhaps he didn't see it at his death. He only saw it metaphorically.
Just a question, and this might be a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Around the rest of the world, as far as I know, people die. But in the United States, people don't die, they pass. Is that a pleasantry, or is it, how did that word come?
I don't know. I know a lot of dead people who died.
No, they don't die in America, they pass.
Not in my family. I think people die and we say they're dead. We say he died. I don't know. People trying to soften their speech. Certainly if you're
That's what I'm thinking.
if you're a funeral home director. And by the way, to the guy who called me a mortuary attendant, I was a medical transcriptionist in the morgue. If you don't know the difference between a morgue and a mortuary, I don't have time for you. But if your business is mortuary and your job is to put a little makeup on a dead guy and put him in the ground, then talking to the relatives, you might use euphemisms like, he has passed, he's on the other side, he has moved on to a better place. To be professional in your work and save people pain, perhaps you would do that.
I think there is a lot of that softening sort of language that
Perhaps.
surrounds the process of death.
Yeah.
The one I usually sort of bristle to is that's what he would have wanted. When, we're going to choose the red cushions rather than the green one. It's what he would
That's
have
what
wanted.
he would have wanted, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a great line from Game of Thrones that Tyrion delivers that I can't say on the show, so I can't bring it up. But it's about death and what you would want after death.
My mother was the practical one in... you're showing your bald spot. Head up. My mother was the practical one in the relationship with my father. My father died before my mother, and we had to go down, as you do, to the funeral director.
I'm listening.
How are you
Sorry.
going?
I can't read my
I
own
thought you were having
handwriting.
a stroke.
I
was
can't
just-
read my own handwriting. I don't know what the next point is. Sorry. Go on. Go on. Your father died before your mother.
And we had to go down to the funeral director, as we call them in Australia, and we had to pick out a coffin. And he was, I don't know, out of a Dickens novel. He was about 6'9" and sort of old and
In a black frock coat and a top
a
hat.
bit creepy.
Yeah, with grave dirt under his fingernails.
He used to be a teacher at our school, and he sort of transitioned from education to funeral director. It's a similar occupation, really.
Sure, as one does, sure.
Very good training. And of course, now this is the oak model, and it's what I'm sure it's what he would like to be buried in.
Yes.
It's what he would have wanted.
He would have been embarrassed to be in a plywood casket.
My mother said, "Do you have anything in Laminex?" Completely straight-faced.
Yeah.
"You have anything in Laminex?" In her mind, that was going to be the cheapest.
Sure.
Yeah.
A Ziploc baggie. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't burn very well. It'd sort of melt. It would-
Laminex? Is
Laminex.
that like masonry?
Like
masonite?
Laminex. Formica.
Formica, okay.
Formica.
Yeah.
They're brand names.
Is that a lizard in the pond right there? Or just a stick?
I think it's a turtle.
It's moving. It is I think some kind of animal. Nature.
I think it might be a zebra.
Yes, it's a zebra.
It's a
Or a
zebra.
zebra.
Okay, we've got time for...
Steve got it wrong. Oh,
Right.
listen, I'm going to do all of these. No, if
La-di-da.
Steve got it wrong. Yes, they had wheels in Egypt. In the what's called the New Kingdom, in the Old Kingdom they did not. In the New Kingdom they had wheels.
Well, how the hell did they
had
get
chariots
the
on
pyramids
logs.
built?
Yeah, wheels would bog down in sand, so they wet the sand and they put logs. They rolled them
Well, that's a wheel.
on. I ain't gonna parse words because
Okay.
apparently I don't have much time left. Women in Switzerland got the vote in 71. They got the vote in local elections for mayor and dog catcher in 1990. Women did not get the vote locally in Switzerland until 1990.
And people
Wow.
say it's one of the great democracies of the world. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
So,
Great democracy as long as women don't vote.
somebody sent me a link to another documentary about prostitution in Bangkok. This from a Canadian in 2005 called Bangkok Girl. It is almost a carbon copy of the 1991 documentary from Australia called The Good Woman of Bangkok that we talked about last week. And again, it's more of this, the dark side of Thailand by a very subjective filmmaker, a young man who's enamored of a bar girl, and how much of it is scripted, how much is she reading a script, how much is really her own thoughts, how much is she saying in order to play up to the Farang who's paying her a butt ton of money. I don't know, but they're almost identical, and they both show the same things about Thailand.
But if you go to make a documentary about a negative topic,
Yeah.
it's going to automatically be slightly negative before you even start.
Yes.
Because you are showing the negative or the dark side of that particular topic.
Yes. Now, I would shy away from words like negative or positive, dark and light, perhaps, because you're not supposed to be judging. When you make a documentary, you're not supposed to be judging somebody. You're supposed to be presenting their story. And I think that there's a lot of judging going on. But I just bring that up to point out, again, this kind of representation of Thailand happens routinely. You pointed out every week somebody's making a YouTube video, just walking down Walking Street with their phone. And they think that's creativity. And they're just showing all the bars and all the bar girls and the hello girls and hey, sexy man, where you go.
We're just
and
jealous
all the
because they get
tourists.
100,000 views.
They get 100,000 views. And yeah, yes, I am jealous of that. But at the same time, I think that presentation, for people to pick one out of the crowd and say, oh, this is bad because they show only negative things about Thailand. Well, yes, perhaps that's not documentary filmmaking, but it is common as dirt. It goes on all the time, everywhere, and has been for a long, long time.
But this is what's happened to journalism generally, where a journalist will go to a location and do a story with an idea in mind about how they want to portray that particular
Yes.
issue. Now, in the old days, they may have been taught that you need to present it from both sides. But there's the young journalist. I think he's English, and he's been living in Ukraine, and he daily does postings about all the bombings from the Russian army in Ukraine, and so he's presenting this sort of always negative attitude towards the Russians, which is his point of view, but. I don't think that's objective journalism, but other people would say, well, it is journalism because he's there and he's presenting what's happening. But he's presenting it from his point of view.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that we need to understand what propaganda is when we see it. I'm not saying that he's a
Yes.
propagandist, but if you're just presenting one side of a sometimes political view, well, then it is, by definition, propaganda.
Well, I think we have talked about this, the impossibility of objectivity in anything. Heisenberg says once you observe something, you've changed it. So just at that very level, as soon as you turn on the camera, you are affecting what you are filming, and everything comes from a point of view. Simply using English language rather than Chinese or Japanese, you can express different things in that language, a different point of view. So all of that's very, very nebulous, but I think
It's nuanced.
It's nuanced, but there used to be an effort made to try to be objective.
Yes, I think that's it. The effort was made.
Yeah, during when I was a kid growing up, we would see body bags coming back from Vietnam, and CBS wasn't presenting these with a banner headline, "We need to get out of Vietnam." The fact of showing the body bags was convincing Americans we needed to get out of Vietnam. They weren't strictly pushing an agenda. But anyway, that's a deeper subject, and I have two more things to get to.
And good morning to
swear
Rupert Murdoch.
God. Yeah, good morning, Rupert. Two things.
He watches.
First of all, someone point out there is a French artist named Stéphane Rosse, R-O-S-S-E. Stéphane, not Etienne, I don't know why, but Stéphane Rosse, R-O-S-S-E. And just somebody pointed out, oh, that's similar to your name, Steve Ross.
But we
Yes,
have
it
to
is.
have a circumflex or an acute or something on the
Oh,
E.
yeah. The last thing I want to say, you said I'm jealous of these walking street walkers who have not a creative bone in their body and they get 1 million views. I went to university for 4 years to study theater. Much of my career was done in what's called Lort D theaters, 99 and fewer seats. So I would work 2 or 3 weeks on a play that would go on for 3 performances and never have more than 50 people in the audience. So I would work 3 weeks on a product that would be seen by 150 people or 100 people or even 50 people. And here I put exactly 1 hour of effort into this and we get 10,000 views. We have an audience of 10,000 views. The biggest theater I ever worked in was 2,400 seats. That was the biggest audience I ever had in my life until this. So I'm very, very grateful. Yeah, I'm jealous of the guys who get 1 million views for doing jack shit. But I'm very, very grateful to you 10,000 people for coming every week and watching this. Thank you very much.
Are you sort of suggesting that you're going to start singing and dancing? I just sort of get that vibe.
No, I never sang and danced on. Well, rarely. I was behind the scenes. I was a prop man. But
That's very worrying.
you put as much effort or even more into props and sets and costumes as an actor does
For
in
weeks.
preparing their role.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 16-hour days, 7-day weeks in the theater, and you're getting an honorarium of $50 a week. And for that, I went to university for 4 years. So this audience is by theater standards, this audience is absolutely wonderful, and I'm very grateful for every one of you.
How many 10,000 seat theatres did you work in?
No.
And with that, thank you for watching. Thank you very much to CK and Banyan Tide. Thank you to all the people that commented during the week. We read them all, and Steve responds to most of them.
Not this week, because the computer's been in the shop, but next week.
So a blessing for all of us.
Yes.
How's my monitor, by the way?
Oh, it's great. Thank
Great.
you.
Just
Anytime
checking.
you want it back.
Sure.
yeah.
You'll need to get a computer that will match with that monitor, don't you?
Oh, God.
Oh, it's being fixed, isn't it?
Well, he's looking at it.
That's
He's
a worry.
I went on Friday to check on it. Gave it to him on Wednesday, I think, or Thursday, and I went to check on Friday. Gave it to him Wednesday. Went to check on Friday, and it's been opened up and eviscerated, and all the parts are spread out on his work table. And he said, "God, this thing's filthy." He says, "What do? This thing is just filthy." Well, I live on the beach, dude.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, my razor gets very clogged up because of the salt, humid air. I'm always cleaning the thing. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for dropping in,
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.